Hi, my name is Muhammad Shafiq Wansha bin Sharoma and my number entry is 2020485996 and I will be start first for introduction employees. An employee is someone who get paid to work for someone else or a business. An employee can be terminated at any time within the first few weeks on the jobs. A contractor is a worker. It's not an employee of the company, which is they perform a service. A worker receive all a necessary tool and a supplier. A contractor must supply their own equipment, while an employee receive everything. Independent contractor receive highest income and the benefit due to the payroll tax exemption. The tax decided whether an employee or contractor is pay more. So now I will be continuing the trade union. So the trade union working for the better compensations and worker conditions. The union's negotiations with employer safeguard worker from the unsafe or unjust worker conditions. So these unions investigate worker grievance and represent them to management. Thus, it facilitates management worker communications. The trade unions also regulate regulations, settle the grievance, raise worker demands, collectively begin and negotiate. Now I will be continue to background of Section 7 Industrial Relations Act 1967. So the Industrial Relations of the Act 1967 regulate the business employees trade union relations. It also helps them avoid and resolve closing and relate issue. So this method can also resolve trade issue. The Act promotes the industrial peace and regulate employees trade union relations. It also helps them resolve trade problems and regulation dispute. A trade unions applying for registrations under this Act must file a constitution and certify on the other copy that it has been registered. If the register is sure that union has met all the requirements of this Act, he will register the union and file one of the constitution in the register. That's for me.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nazira binti Muhammad Rosti. My matric number is 2020863716. Next, I will present about my part, which is responsibility of employee and their trade union. First of all, what is responsibility? Responsibility refers to the state or position of being responsible. Responsibility is the fulfillment of obligations or caring when making decisions or doing something. Responsibility of employer and employee is also known as the prohibited action to each other that is stated in the Industrial Relations Act 1967. Responsibility of employees and their trade union is, firstly, employees are prohibited by Section 7 Industrial Relations Act 1967 from persuading workmen to join or not to join a trade union without employee's consent at his place of business and during working hours. Okay, in other words, during working hours, persuading an employee to become union member or refrain from becoming a union member at the employer's place of business without the employer's permission. However, the action is permitted if it is carried out by an employee employed in the same enterprise, provided that it does not interfere with the employee's normal duties. Also, during the outside of working hours. For the second responsibility of employees and their trade union is intimidating a person to become or not to become, to continue to be or to stop being a member or an officer of a trade union. As an employee, they are prohibited to threaten a person to become or not to become a member of a trade union. This is because it is up to someone to join or not to join something which they like or not. So, it is a wrong action to threaten someone to follow what they want or not to follow what they want. The last point of responsibility of employees and their trade union is inducing where to lead or move by persuasion or influence a person not to become or stop being a member or an officer of a trade union in such a way like conferring or by procuring any advantage on or for any person or even offering to do so. Employee cannot offer something like a bribe or something that is money related things or something that may benefit that person when they succeed influence a person not to become or to stop being a member or an officer of a trade union. Okay, as we all know, bribe is one of the criminal in Malaysia and also in the world. So if he or an employee do something like that, they may be charged in case of bribing someone. Furthermore, the example of the case that we found for this topic is Kesatuan Kebangsaan Wartawan Semenanjung Malaysia versus Sinchu Media Corporation Berhad. This case is related to the employee versus employer. Also, the further information about this case will be explained from my friend in the next part. That is all from me. Thank you.
Hello and Assalamualaikum. My name is Intan Fatihah Natra binti Ishak. My metric number is 2020 CC24074 and I will be presenting my part about case study and my opinion about this case. Our group decided to look into a case named Kesatuan Kebangsaan Wartawan Semenanjung Malaysia versus Sinchu Media Corporation Berhad. This case is about a man named Chin Sung Chu, whom I referring as CSC. In this case, he is unsatisfied with his company and decided to make his complaint to the Office Industrial Relations, but unfortunately, they ignored his complaint several times. This situation made him frustrated and made a huge mistake with posting to his Facebook private account and leaking out about the meeting he had with his superior and their information about the meeting. His action caused the company image to be tarnished and a huge misconduct. The company later on found out about the CST posting and decided to bring this case into the court. At first, CST denied about his action, but with solid proof about his posting on Facebook, he then admitted about his action. The court held that there was no violation or default committed by the company against CSC. Hence, CSC claim is rejected and action taken by the company by demoted his position from senior reporter to the reporter. His salary will also get reduced. Thus, this case is won by the Sinchu Media Corporation Berhad against Kesatuan Kebangsaan Wartawan Semenanjung Malaysia. Next, I will be talking about my opinion about this case. In my opinion, the result by this case that decided by the court is fair and equitable. The case that won by Kesatuan Kebangsaan Wartawan Semenanjung Malaysia against Sinchu Media Corporation. This is because even after the misconduct that CSC has made, the court decided to only give a lighter punishment to the CSC. The punishment that he got is being by demoted from his position as senior reporter to the reporter. His salary also get reduced according to the new position he held. The decision to get lighter punishment is given by his 20 years of working in the company even though he refused at first. My suggestion for CSC behavior is to seek people from the right channel and not doing something irrelevant such as posting and leak something private to the media social. CSC should seeking into accountable people such as pejabat jabatan buruh who is accountable to the to the workers' right or employees' right. That's all for me. Thank you and Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Muhammad Zubair Naim Razali. My matric number is 2020-891922 and I want to talk about the last part, which is conclusion. In conclusion, workers and trade union are the two elements that are very important in an organization and have their own roles and responsibilities. Okay. Among the roles and responsibilities of employees and the trade union is the first of all, not to lead and influence an employee to join or not to join the trade union without approval and consent of the employee at the workplace in advance and during the working hours. For the second role and responsibilities is under the section 7, it is absolutely prohibited by any employees or union to intimidate someone to make a decision whether to join or not join the union, and to who want to remain active or being quit a member or official of the union. Okay. For the third role and responsibility is that the workers and trade union cannot encourage someone to make a decision to not become or stop being a member of official of a trade union for their own benefit. Okay, all of that is the matter that and role that should be emphasized to every employee and union. It is to ensure that anyone who want to join or leave the union can make a decision for their own without involving influence that disrupt their thinking and make it difficult for them to make the right decision for themselves. Okay, I think that's all from our group. Thank you.